welcome back to Race Spec America's Tuesdays. My name is Professor Phil, and we're here at USA. As we're just getting the first couple of drivers here on track now. Zanger is going out on the intermediates. And let me just see who is leading the pack here. It's Carrito. So, it doesn't look like a ton of drivers are trying to start on the mediums, or at least attempt their first laps on the mediums. So Carrito's slowing down, about to get going for first flying lap. Going very slow. So here we go. Stay on board with Carrito. Going over the curbs into turn 1. Car looking pretty planted, going into the S's. Chooses to hold it in 6th gear. And still holding it 6th through here, which I usually do a little bit, kind of downshifting through those corners. Keeping it 5th through the blind left-hander uphill. And into the hairpin going into the back straight. Brakes on the curb on the right-hand side, but doesn't unsettle the car too much. DRS open. Now coming into the braking zone, hitting the brakes at the 100-meter board, just clipping the apex. You can actually abuse that corner a little bit more. And hitting that apex also quite nicely now into the triple right-hander. Just missing the first one there. But car looks pretty stuck to the road. Ooh, a little bit of a snap coming out of that turn. And through the final corner and across the line. The benchmark time is going to be 1:32.5. And next across the line, I think that was Sargent's starting lap, but maybe it was invalidated. Zanger's back in the pit. As Flowery Page and Fox both set times of a 35.1 and 35.5, so significantly behind Carrito at the moment. As Sparty's invalidated his lap. Sub on a lap right now. Let's finish out the last here. Who's in front of him? Is that looks like a Red Bull? So it's one of the Dearth brothers. I'm assuming they're going to be on the lap too. It's probably why they also haven't gone out of the way. Yeah, it's Diesel. And Rockman goes second with the 34.1. And Diesel's going to come across the line. Goes second fastest with a 33.2, and Sub goes into the pits. Cool's invalidated. Sargent about to cross the line inside of time. And goes 4th fastest. That's what we like to see in the Ferraris. Stay on board with cool now, as I think he's about to go for a second attempt here. Up, but cuts too much on the first S and invalidates there. Mr. Nanos coming into the third sector. And locks up a little bit. And coming into the triple right-hander. Definitely didn't seem to carry too much speed. Oh, but it took too much and invalidated. Looks like Michael again. So Credo's still at the top with a 32.5. And Diesel and Saucy, you know, the brothers have set pretty close times within the 10th themselves. And Sparty actually didn't even see before. He got a 33.5. Put himself into 4th place. We got one Ferrari in 5th with Sargent with a 34.0. This Nance just locking up a little bit more. This middle sector is always really tricky. Guess that Honda does sound pretty good. Mr. Nasco's 7th fastest with a 34.5. Pretty solid lap. Toger 7/10 up on his time. Several people on out laps. Alonso has yet to set a time on the board. What can the Haas do? Revving it out in 6th. Keeping the car nice and steady through the last 2 corners. Oh, runs pretty wide the last corner, but he just gets away with it somehow. He gets a 33.0. He might not like that I caught that on stream, or maybe he will. I don't know. A couple more people on out laps. Sargent's on an in lap, it looks like. Flurry Page is 6/10 up on his previous time, and that's just through the first sector. Now leading onto the back straight. And let's see from the sector time. 1.2 seconds up. So provisionally that would put him, I think, somewhere right now around 5th place. As one of the Ferraris just gets out of the way quite nicely. And Sharky does as well. And coming around the final corner, what's Flower gonna do? Improves up to 3rd. improving almost by 2 seconds with the 33.1, and Sub also improves with the 33.2, pushing both the Red Bulls back down. Although they're both back out already, so who knows? As the track grips up more and more, it could really change. All the meanwhile, the first person to set a time, Corrido's just been waiting in the pits until probably it gets closer. As Sublime is cutting a lot of track. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see where Sargent can put himself. Oh. As, I'm not sure who that was, but, was that Fox? No, that was Zanger. Tried to get out of the way, but, I think that caused a little bit too much of a distraction for, Sargent. Cool, now you have to set a lap time. Almost invalidates, looks like. Actually gets all out of shape. But it will still get a lap time on the board. Goes second fastest with a 32.8. That's pretty interesting. Oh, as there's some yellows down by the hairpin. Sparty now looking to improve. If he could just get a couple more tenths, he can easily put himself in the on the second row, which would be an amazing result. He's only about 100th down, so he's setting about the same time right now. Maybe he's got more in the last couple corners that he can really try to pull it out. Keeps it tidy in the penultimate corner. And does get a couple more places. He goes ahead of Sub with a 33.1. Sargent now 3/10 up in the first sector. Takes the S's very evenly. Doing well to use all of the track, but not get his lap invalidated. Oh, so there's some traffic going on. Toger's a bit. It's acceptable. It's always you're not sure when you're the car that's pushing when you're coming from behind another car who goes just straight on into a braking zone. And Sargent's 2/10 up in his time, so he's already backed off because of that. Let's see how Toger can do. Definitely a lot of time to be had left with a 37. Someone else is coming up behind. Looks like maybe it was styled. So Corrido's now just set a faster lap by 4/10. And Toger dropped it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he was being very nice and courteous, letting people go and making sure not to get in other people's way, but at the same time, his tires were surely ice by the time he was starting the lap with no energy going into them. So that was a little inevitable, but that's okay. And Inca looks like he's just starting lap. Looks like he's just finishing. Shady now is just gonna do a lap at the very end. At the end of this qualifying, I will give a short recap of where we are in the championship standings. Alright, let's see what Shady can do. 40 seconds left on the clock. Takes a good amount of curb on the S's. It does set a purple first sector. Now coming onto the back straight. Dearest open. There might be Flowery Page in front of Shady right now. Because it looks like someone's potentially heading off in the S's. Through the triple right-hander. Alright, the quali is now over. So any driver is still on the lap needs to cross the line. And Shady's gonna go fastest by a tenth. A 32.0. Let's see if Cool can inch his way past Corrido. He's only a couple hundredths down. So it looks like he's backing off. He's invalidated anyway. Alright, well, second row for Cool. Inca's done. Alonso's also finished, and I think that's it. So, one lap wonder. Shady has secured pole position with the 132.0. Corrido lined up next to him on the grid with a 132.1. And Cool with the first Dearth brother, Saucy, with a 32.1, and Dearth with a 32.8. The other Red Bull starting right behind with a 32.9. And Inca, who's in P6, and Alonso in P7, and I'll read the rest of the grid in just a second. Alright, so we have Shady, who got pole position, followed by Corrido and Cool. The two Dearth brothers in P4 and P5. Inca in P6, and once again I didn't get past P7. Everyone read it up too fast. Oh, well, anyway, the championship standings for Tuesday right now. So the man who got pole positions, CJBR Shady, he is leading the championship with 188 points, and the two Williams of Inca PR and RSF1 Corrido are in P2 and P3 with 135 and Corrido with 130 points. So they are very close together as a very strong pairing. Dearth to Saucy is in 4th place with 111 points, and then it's the two McLarens of Sublime and Freelance Tom who each have 98 and 96 points. And then there's Alonzo and the other Diesel in P8, Porsche in P9, and Sharky in P10. And that's more or less who is in the top 10 right now. So Tom, Sharky, Tito, and Zanger have all started on the medium tires as they're outside the top 10. As we're now just getting headed down on the formation lap. Alright, and we are all getting set up here on the grid. There is no rain this race, so it is just as fast as you can drive tonight. And we're just waiting for the 5 lights to go out now. And here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go here in USA. And Corrido gets a great start, and so does Cool, who tries to go up the inside. And it's 3 wide going into multiple parts of turn 1. I'm just making sure that everyone gets away fairly nicely. It looks like no one is spun off or anything. Oh, as both McLarens, it looks like they're cutting the track. It is absolute chaos trying to even pick something to look at. Oh, it's Sublime. Maybe it doesn't look like to have spun, but it seems to have maybe had a moment still here at the front. The top three have managed to hold on to their positions. Cool is definitely trying to keep the pressure against Carrito as early as possible. Ooh, as Alonso and Dirty Diesel are starting to go at. Oh, as we have our first yellow flag. Whoa! And somehow Tito got crossed up and then put into the wall. Now he's just lighting up the tires. It doesn't look like Sargent has any wing damage. And this other group doesn't seem to be so impeded or anything. Sublime goes on the inside of Zanger. Zanger gets better traction on the outside. I don't know if doesn't look like Sub has any wing damage, but understeered pretty heavily just by going offline. And Tito's left and retired in the pit. Looks like Sargent had a moment in the S's. And doesn't seem to have any damage. Shade in the meantime just trying to manage the gap. We're starting to come under lap 3, and that's when things are definitely going to start to move again. We'll start to see how big the DRS train is going to be. Cool. Perhaps just dipping a line out of track limits there. This Toger gets a penalty along with Styled Harmony. Now DRS is enabled. And the top 3 are all within a second of each other. Inca's dropped back a little bit too much, so Saucy's gonna have some motivation to get past Inca here. And now the same applies for all of these drivers who are just within the second. Oh, come on, Sparty. Get in there. Yes. Come on. I don't know if that was enough. That still might just be over a second. No, he didn't get it. Well, at least also Flowery Page didn't get it on him. So, Alonso's still chasing the first Dearth as he's being chased by the other Dearth. Oh, and Zanger's retired. Let's see if we can see where. And that caused the VSC. Maybe his car disappeared already. And Inca is pitting already, which is not the worst call. We'll have to really keep an eye on Inca because the soft tires do not last long around here at all. In the Sunday race, the rain came on lap 4, but even still, the soft tires were already going off. So it's still a virtual safety car. But Inca's right behind the whole pack in fresh mediums in 15th. And the same thing it looks like with Diesel. And Fox is also boxed. And Sargent gets past Diesel. Let's check the tires. And we're back to green. Ooh, Credo really thought about going for the Maki bomb there. So now Credo and Shady starting to pull away themselves. Cool's going to be in a little bit of a no man's land. And Sparty is trying to keep Flowery and Tom at bay. But everyone knows how much Tom loves to sweat. Oh, something just happened. Wait. What happened to Sharky? What was that? Oh, now Sparty's going slowly. Yeah, I think it's just these soft tires, they really do start to just go off. And Shady has definitely pulled the better gap now between him and Corrido. Something must have happened there. Let's see, Tom has the DRS on Flowery. Can he make the move? On the medium tire, goes around the outside. Brakes a little bit later, Flowery still has the corner, cuts it just a little bit, but is given space. Chooses to let Flowery go. Smarter of it, just he'd rather not fight and lose the race time. He's still thinking ahead and wants to catch ahead. You know, make sure Sparty doesn't get away either. Are any of the soft runners going to box? No, not yet. Have to make sure to keep an eye on Inca. So Inca is well within everyone else's pit window right now. Diesel might be just about, but Inca is really in the prime position at this point. If there's no safety car, or it comes out at the right time, you know, it could really play out for him. Ooh, something has just happened here. As looks like that's Sharky that's gone off, and possibly also Styled Harmony, so something between those two drivers going on there. Let's check back in with Tom. As Mr. Naz also has DRS on Rockman. Is Tom going to go around the outside again? And Flowery's going to do the same move, and he's going to concede. So Tom needs to think of some other tactic. Maybe he goes for the dummy, instead. He's got to figure out a way to get his car up the inside, or he's got to take more speed at going around the outside and hold his line. As we have a yellow flag, but it's gone already. As Rockman is into the pits now. So now Inca is going to be up into 12th place. He is losing time still to Shady. The gap was down to 20 seconds. It's not 22, but each lap that Shady stays out on those soft tires, it is really going to hurt. Alright, for a third time, can Tom make the move? Flower's gonna pull to the inside again. He goes to the inside this time. The flyer breaks later and still makes the corner, and Tom doesn't have a response. As the Inca's going down the inside of Styled Harmony there. And it also looks like Diesel got past Toger. So lap 7, everyone wants to overtake. Sparty's running super well in 6th place, and he's going to go first. He's going to trigger the undercut. So that also brings in Flowery Page. Now Inca is released on his fresher mediums. Cool, desperately trying to get into the DRS of Dearth. Is Shady gonna box? No, continues to stay out. So does Corrido. Will Dearth? Yes. And so does Cool. Tom will stay out on the on these mediums. Not sure how long they can go. Probably until lap maybe 13, 14. Sublime stays out too. Ooh, big fight coming out of the pit with Dearth and Cool. Alonso just behind. So they're almost certainly on the mediums gonna want to pit again. Sparty playing the long game and putting on the hards, and whoa, he's gonna want to heat them up maybe a little bit more. Hey everyone in the chat, sorry I've been kind of ignoring you. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. My name is Professor Phil, by the way. I race in the Sunday League for Race Spec. We're just about reaching the halfway point as Shady now goes into the pit, and so does Corrido. And Inca does get in front of Corrido. Actually, what happened to Shady? Did Shady break his wing? I don't know if Shady broke his wing or not. It was looks like Fox had a spin. Alright, what can Tom do now? He has Inca a little bit as to work as a buffer. as Corrido gets past Diesel. And now Saucy's probably going to want to get past his brother and his teammate, being on 5-lap pressure tires. And this has allowed Alonso to catch back up to this whole pack. Oh, so he tries to look for a cheeky move up the inside, but thinks better of it. Shady doing his best, trying to get back up in the mix. Really not sure what happened that sent him back up a pace. I think he maybe, honestly, he could have slid into the pit, broke his wing, and then had to get a change still. As the Red Bull switch seems to happen, but Alonso is still stuck behind both of them. And Corrido's also gotten past Inca. Definitely seems to be pretty close to the track limits, if not abusing them a little bit. So the gap now, starting on the back straight with or ending the back straight with Tom, the gap is about 8 seconds. As Tom goes down the inside of Diesel, makes that move stick. They are both very low on battery though. So we're getting some nice side-by-side with... Shit. Inca... Oh, and Cool. And I think Inca maybe lost out there. Crudos has the fastest lap of the race on the mediums with a 35.2. So now after Sector 3, that gap is really closing down. As Styled Harmony is spun out. Thankfully rejoins safely. A lap later, the gap back to Corrido's now a second less. I'm good. Thanks for asking, chat. I hope everyone else is having a good Tuesday night. And Shady gets past, oh no, what happened to Diesel? Looks like he spun coming out of the last corner or something. Two Alfa Romeo's going racing, both up nicely in the points in 8th and 9th. Shady's still on a mission to try to recoup. Was some incident early in the race where he lost a lot of time through the pit stops, where it looked like. Inca with no battery. Dirth gets past, no problem. It looks like maybe Corrido struggling a little bit. The gap is still seeming to come down between Tom and Corrido, but it's stabilizing a little bit. Looks like Corrido maybe had a few bad corners or something. Might have a good three-way battle coming up here. Ooh, there's a Flowery get just a little bit of oversteer coming through turn 10, I think. Oh, and there's the move between Inca and Alonso. Ooh, and Inca switches back to the inside. They do leave each other in just enough room. That was stern but fair. Alonso now going to try to make some moves towards Saucy. Flowery's still really close to his teammate. Inca with the DRS, but doesn't have a whole lot of battery. Still can't get quite close enough to Alonso. Is Flowery Page gonna hold position? Nope. Yes. So you can recognize that both the Alfa Romeos are in good points positions, and obviously doesn't want to do anything to ruin that, but at the same time, you know, if he's got more pace in him, Rockman should just let him go. All the meanwhile, Sub sees two drinks in front of him and he's feeling thirsty. Oh, let's see. Nope. Still holding position. The gap now between Corrido and Tom is under 5 seconds, so it's definitely starting to come down. I think Tom is actually going to try to go all the way until he has to maybe do softs till the end. That is quite the ask. Oh, this is not what I want. But it does look good, considering he also has no penalties. Alonso just a second behind Saucy. It's finally the Alfa Romeos swap places. Oh, there's a yellow flag. And Inca goes into the pits. So now this is the 2-stop. So Inca did pit first on that virtual safety car, which has been the only safety car we've had. Oh, actually no, he went to another set of mediums. Sub still working hard, trying to get past these two Alfa Romeos. Oh, as looks like flyer pitch is kind of wide. It's so hard though when you're the third guy in the DRS train. And the guys say, oh! No love lost between either of the Alfa Romeos. Wow, either Rockman got that totally wrong, or he 100% licked the stamp and sent it on Flowery Page. Jeez. Does Flowery have damage from that? It doesn't look like it, so maybe it's just contact on the wheels, but still. That is 2 positions on a plate, handed right to Sub. Alright, Saucy's still running great in 4th place. A couple of more seconds up the road is cool. And then a couple more seconds is Carrito, who all of them have been slowly but surely gaining on Freelance Tom, who's been doing an amazing job holding out on these medium tires since the very beginning. So now the math that Tom is desperately trying to do is what lap can I put the soft tires on and make them last the whole race, or the rest of the race, and still be fast enough that I can catch people. Or he's hoping for another VSC or safety car. A little surprising there hasn't been one, if I'm honest, as he goes this lap. So he's going to hope to go the last 10 laps or so. And definitely at that point, people's tires on the mediums are going to be really shot, because they really only last here for about maybe 10. Well, I say that Tom just did 18 laps. But they don't feel that fast after 10 or 12. And Tom is going to come out well in front of his teammate Sub. So, oh, and Tom picks up his first penalty as soon as he comes out of the pits. Well, he's only 14 seconds away from Carrito. And he will be significantly faster than everyone else. Oh, and we have a safety car literally the lap after Tom pits. And it's Inca. I'm not sure what happened to Inca there. Alright, but now we have a safety car to bunch everything up. As everyone else at the front is now going to pit for softs. Alright, just took a short break there. Just waiting for the rest of the group to catch up to the safety car. I think this might be our final lap, just as long as the last two back there can catch back up. Some people actually towards the back are still on the mediums. So maybe they think it's better in the last couple laps we have to try to make those last. And I think Shark and Fox will catch up this lap. It might be close though. Toger, who's been lapped, who's not really holding position. And the safety car will be in this lap, and that it is called very late. So when is Carrito gonna go? And he goes as late as he can. Is Page gonna make another move on his teammate, make it even? He does. And I think Rockman just lets him have that one. Diesel trying to get in subs away. Tito's Ghost is also in the way. And back here at the front, Tom's long-term strategy kind of was, didn't really work out. Actually, I'm not quite sure how he lost the lead. Because Alonso and Saucy are getting tangled up together. It's a little aggressive. And now can Shady get past? Shady sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.6. And Shady in the Haas is desperately trying to find a way past Saucy. And Toker's been disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. And Shady's right up behind Saucy. Saucy going defensive. No DRS yet, so it is just the power of their batteries. Saucy has his DRS off. Looks like he's more or less just trying to let Shady have this position. He knows that that's not his fight. What he more so probably thinks is maybe you can stay along the back of Shady and use him to close up to the guys up front. Because Saucy would know that the lead guys do have penalties, and they're not that far ahead. DRS is now enabled. Kudos already pulled out a 2-second gap though. Cool's just outside of 1 second. He needs to have a really good SS in order to have a chance of getting the DRS on Tom. But that doesn't seem to happen. But Alonso and Shady sure have closed up. Alonso's already under 10% of battery. Cool has plenty left. And Shady has about 40% it looks like. Oh, what's going to happen? Is Shady going to do the double overtake? They both get past Cool, and Shady then also gets past Alonso. And Alonso stays in front of Cool at the same time. Great move by Shady. So now can Shady, let's look at the penalties. Is Shady gonna win? Penalties, 3 seconds. So at this moment, if he, he's got to close up by 3/10 up to Corrido. I have a feeling that's not going to be too much of a problem. But again, we'll see. It could be possible that also Shady has 2 warnings and gets a penalty himself, so it's dependent how much he's willing to risk. Alonso just barely not able to hang in the 1 second DRS. Ooh, and Cool had a huge moment there. Actually, but he still manages to stay within the DRS of Alonso, but has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Tom's sure gotta be sweating now. Is Saucy gonna go for a move here? No, thinks better of it. As Sharky looks like he gets past Flowery Page. Mr. Naz pretty close to Sargent. As Saucy and Cool are going side by side through there. Oh, Cool. Oh, he almost got a great switchback coming through there, but with Saucy not having the DRS, Cool's gonna be able to blast right past him. Makes that pretty easy. Sublime's now really trying to defend from Diesel, although he does have 8 seconds worth of penalties, so he still will finish in front of him. Cool up to 9 seconds. Shady now still able to win this race based on not getting any penalties. Carrito doing all he can to try to make the gap any bigger than what it is, but now with Shady and Tom's DRS, it's going to be almost impossible. Oh, as Shady does get a time penalty, I just saw that. So that now solidified. So now he does actually have to get past Tom and Carrito in order to win. So let's see, will he get past Tom on this lap? He does not have a lot of battery to use, neither does Tom. But with the use of DRS, that'll be it. Pretty easy. And it looks like Saucy and Cool are definitely having a good battle here, regardless of Cool's penalties. And Shady now is in the DRS of Carrito on the last lap, along with Tom, who all have 3-second penalties. So, if something big enough happens, Alonso's guaranteed a podium there, just as long as he can stay within arm's length. And Shady gets another penalty, so that's 6 seconds. Pushed him a little too much too long. They both are out of battery, but let's see, Shady's going to be able to get past Carrito, I assume, with the help of the DRS. And there's the move there. As it looks like Saucy once again gets past Cool. Ooh, who just gives him a nice tap. A little bit of bumper cars now. I don't know why Cool's fighting so hard. He's got 9 seconds with the penalty. He's going to be behind Saucy as it is. Kind of barges his way past it, but... Alright. So let's see. Shady's going to cross the line first, but Carrito's going to... And Alonso is actually going to win it by 6/10. By getting no penalties at all. And Carrito will come second with Tom in third. And Shady will actually get 4th place. And Saucy by 6 milliseconds is 5th. And Cool gets knocked down to 8th place. Rockman in 15th. And Sparty, who's had a very consistent race, comes home in 15th. And that is the end of USA. What a race. Wow. That was the 3-lap battle that was about to be lined up at the end. Got completely superseded by the guy in 4th place who kept it clean and didn't get any penalties. Good job, Alonso. Way to keep your head down. But also congratulations to everyone else in this race. There was a lot of really good clean racing. There was some, I would say, stern contact, but nothing completely egregious. But really good close competition, really like up and down the grid. So just to kind of run through the order once more, it is Alonso in 1st place with Carrito in 2nd, Tom, who came home in P3, Shady in 4th, Drift to Saucy in 5th, Sublime in P6, Sharky in 7th, Cool in 8th, Dorothy Diesel in P9, Flowery Page in P10, Sergeant in P11, Mr. Nass in 12, and then it's Fox, Rockman, Sparty in 15th, Styled Harmony in 16th, Tito, and then I think it was Inca and Zanger and Toger who DNF'd, and Tito who left early. Well, and with that, I'm going to call it a night. My name is Professor Phil. Thanks everyone for watching and for tuning in. I will see you next week, and thank you.